I'm Abby.
And I'm Kate.
And we're your hosts for Beyond the Bookshelf.
Hello.
Hello.
We have to use one mic, but we're together. So the sacrifice is worth it.
If you're unaware, we actually live a few hours from each other. 2 hours. Today is our Hunger Games episode.
Yeah, we're so excited. This one mic thing is going to be really fun. So just ignore that if you're watching visually, or you can be really entertained. It really doesn't matter.
We'll get used to it. After a while, it'll be natural.
Anyway, so we were going to braid our hair like Katniss and pull out the bows and arrows, but you just get us in the backseat of Abby's car. So our Hunger Games episode is today, and guess why it's today? Because next Tuesday, the new book comes out, which is called
Sunrise on the Reaping.
Yeah, I was going to say Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
That would be wrong.
Literally what we talked about in our last episode. Actually, I don't know if I left that in. I might have cut that out. If I cut it out, we can never remember what it's called. So next Tuesday, hop on over to Barnes and get the book and read it in one day. Or not. I won't read it in one day, but you can. Abby will read it one day.
Yeah, close to, for sure. Also, if you're not following us on our Instagram, again, it's Beyond the Bookshelf Pod. We will be posting updates on there, some fun reels, some pictures. So go follow us on there. And if you want updates on what book we're reading, how far we are in the book, go follow us on there and you can follow along on our journey of reading each month.
And on Fable. Follow our Fable book club. It's live now. As of our last episode, it wasn't live, but it's live now. So go join it. The link is in our Instagram bio, so it'll be really easy. It'll take you right there, and you can say join. And if you don't have an account, make an account. It's free. So we'll post updates, post reading updates, spoilers. But, yeah, it'll be fun. Fun time on there. Should we revisit our childhood, our teenage years with these books? Are you ready? We're both ready, I guess.
Like we said I think we said it in our last podcast episode, but we just read all 3 books. I think Kate listened to Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes on audiobook. Did you finish it?
No.
That's okay. That's okay. I feel like that one we probably have more fresh in our brain because it's probably the most recent one we read that was released recently.
It doesn't matter. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. No. Also, we can't reread it because when we first read it, it was like so good. And I feel like if I finish it now, I'll be sad.
I did recently watch the movie, so I'm like, okay, I have some knowledge in my head. Oh, you didn't see it? No. Kate!
I didn't watch the movie.
She hasn't watched the movie. Okay, we're doing that. Movie night. So, I guess first off, what drew you to the Hunger Games series? Did you read it as a kid? How old were you? What did you like about it? Give me the details.
I will give you the details. I honestly don't know how old I was when I read it. Maybe like 12. When did it come out? 2012? Okay, so maybe I was like 12, or I was 10 in 2012. And I used to read all the time, so it was just another book to read. But yeah, I don't really remember reading it then. I just know I read it. You have a better history than I do. So yeah, you go ahead and share that.
Yeah, I kind of talked about it a little bit in the last podcast episode, so I'm not going to go into deep discussion, but yeah, I think I was about the same age. I think we were like 12 when it came out. I remember my friend literally in 5th grade was reading it, and at the time my mom would not let me read that book. So I remember looking at her like, I can't believe she's reading that book. And then I think 7th grade is kind of when I was allowed to read the book after, or I guess I kind of talked about it, but my mom said that I couldn't watch the movie until I read the book. So yeah, that's a little backstory on when we read the books. So we're completely qualified because we were both big fans as kids. So.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I literally braided my hair religiously, like Katniss, every day. Literally every single day for 2 months. And you could catch me outside with my bow and arrow in the backyard doing my target practice. Because I asked for one for Christmas one year. That's so embarrassing. And I was 15. I was kind of old. It was kind of embarrassing, but it's okay. We all do things. Yeah. It's okay.
Okay, so what was your favorite book of the series? I guess you can include Ballad too, but who's going to say that that's their favorite?
Yeah, I mean, am I going to say that's my favorite? No. Although, I feel like when I read it, I don't remember what year that came out. What year did that book come out? Oh yeah, I ate it up in 2020. Like I like cried at the end. But if I have to pick a favorite of the trilogy, I would pick Catching Fire. It's just so good. Mockingjay is like, I feel like Mockingjay, which we'll go into this later, kind of goes into like a different plot line almost. And the first one is good and it's classic, but like Catching Fire is just so good. So yeah, how about you?
100% Catching Fire. Yeah, it's just after reading the book, and we'll kind of get into it, but there's so much that was in that book that they didn't put in the movie, and I'm like so upset. I would have rather it been like a 4-hour long movie, and we had just kept all that good stuff from the book in the movie, because I would have loved to see that play out on screen, but unfortunately they had to cut some good scenes, but we'll talk about a little bit of that.
So the most important question of this entire series is, are you Team Peeta or Team Gale? Just by that look, I already know.
I mean, like, is anybody Team Gale? Yeah. Sorry if you are. Wrong. Sorry if you are. This is gonna be. No, I'm Team Peeta.
I mean, your husband looks like Peeta. I mean, moving Gale is nice to look at, but also Gale is just like a walking red flag. Like, I'm sorry. Like, he doesn't care about Katniss at all. Literally at all. Peeta, like, his whole existence is about Katniss. So, like, what are we doing?
Also, I feel like after rereading the books now for the third time, especially this time, I feel like I was really able to grasp what I was reading, because now I think as I've gotten older, I kind of retain the information a little bit better. But I feel like he was just so kind of like rude. Like, in a lot of moments throughout these books, I feel like he was just not letting her fully be who she is. And Peeta was always just so accepting and loving and nurturing. And I feel like we are missing that from Gale. He was more of just like, I need to protect her, but without the love. Right. And I feel like Peeta gave both of those things.
Yeah, if you're Team Gale, heartbreak. If you're Team Gale, why'd you do heart hands for Team Gale? Oh, we love you. Oh, we respectfully disagree. Also, change your opinion. Abby and I said we weren't going to do any hot takes on this podcast for a little while so that we didn't lose any listeners, but I'm standing on that hill.
Okay, so most emotional or shocking moments in the series. After rereading it, watching some of the movies, do you have any thoughts on shocking moments or emotional moments? I think I'll kind of start off, but for me, definitely when Peeta chokes her. In Mockingjay, in the movie, it's Mockingjay Part 1, which I kind of appreciate that they put it into Part 1 and Part 2, because after reading the book again, there really is a good middle of the book, and I'm kind of glad they did that, even though I remember watching that in the theater and just bawling my eyes out. I was like, this is so bad. Also, when Peeta and Katniss are separated at the end of Catching Fire at the tree, and we as readers and watchers of the movies know that they will not see each other at midnight, that hurts me every time. So those are my most emotional moments probably of the series, which I'm sure they're emotional for you too, but do you have anything else to add?
I'll add one thing, which I completely forgot about when I read the books again, which I don't know how I forgot, is in Mockingjay when Prim dies. I totally forgot that she dies, and it's, what's her name? The rebellion leader. Yes, it was Coin's fault, and I totally forgot. And I'm listening to it while I'm playing my Xbox. And I'm like, what? Especially after the whole point of the first part of the first book is that Katniss is saving Prim. And then she ends up dying.
Are you one of those people that believes the whole idea that Gale was responsible for that death? Because you know how he was the one that... they kind of imply that he was the one that the whole parachute idea... I've like talked to a few friends and I'm like, no, I think he's like responsible for that, and they're like, no, he didn't know, and those are my Team Gale friends that are like trying to defend him.
No, I feel like that's such a big like pivotal moment for Katniss, is like seeing that Gale's responsible and like kind of like getting her to go back to Peeta in the end of that book. Do you know what I mean? If Gale hadn't been tied to that, maybe she would have ended up with him, but there's no going back for Katniss after that. So I think 100% like he was to blame for that. Not like he did it on purpose. Obviously it wasn't purposeful. That was not his intent, but he designed it. I feel like I'm on the same train as you.
Going into our next kind of topic, plot points, character arcs that we wish had been explored. I personally, I'm sure a lot of people agree, I wish she would have done a book that was after the games. Maybe just 'cause I'm a big romance reader, I'm like, I needed some Katniss and Peeta after the games. But I think as I was thinking through this, I feel like it's kind of poetic, because after Mockingjay, Katniss and Peeta are like happy that they're finally out of the games, and everybody has kind of been talking about this idea of like, you deserve this. You deserve to be like without the cameras, without the people. And the fact that Suzanne Collins was like, okay, no more, like we're cutting it off, and now Katniss and Peeta get to like live their life away from the people, away from the books, and like extra story and storylines and point of views. I'm like, that's kind of poetic, but at the same time, I want another book to know what happens afterwards. I want to see their kids. I just want all of that.
We want more. Suzanne Collins, if you're listening to this, we would like some more, but we probably won't get it. But that's okay. I'm trying to think of, I guess this kind of goes along with it. I wish that they had put Madge in the movies. Yes. I'm sorry, she comes back in literally every single book. Director, screenwriter. Why didn't you put her in? She is so pivotal. She literally gives Katniss the pin. She comes back again in Catching Fire. And she's with the rebels in 13, right? They should have put her in the movies. I know that's not about the books, but same train.
I 100% agree. I was thinking the same thing reading through the books. I'm like, why did we need to take her out? Also, I was thinking about this too. In the movie, there's like the old woman that gives her the pin.
Oh yeah.
Which could have been her, but I feel like her, in the books this is not how it went, but Katniss gives the pin to Prim and is like, for good luck, and then she gets reaped. And everybody's sitting here like, okay, so that wasn't for good luck. And so my brain was kind of thinking maybe the pin was only supposed to be good luck for Katniss, because somehow whenever she has the pin, like she makes it out of the arena the first time, she makes it out of the arena the second time. Anytime she has the pin, like it's always good luck for her. But when she gave it to Prim, it was not good luck. But that's not how it went in the book. She had it the whole time. She never gave it to Prim. So that was kind of odd to me.
Another thing that I like can't remember since I didn't rewatch the movies before we filmed this are Bonnie and Twill. Do you remember them from Catching Fire? Were they in the movie? Yeah, like that was a whole other. I feel like if you don't put that in Catching Fire, then you're not thinking, oh, like District 13. Like that sets up the whole thing. So they were also not in the movies. R.I.P. to Bonnie and Twill.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that they weren't in the movies. But again, if they put everything in Catching Fire in the book into the movies, it would have been a 4-hour movie.
They made Mockingjay 2 parts to just do the same thing for Catching Fire. Because, okay, also the games didn't even start till like 60% into the book. Like, it was so much a build-up. Along that point, which I don't know what our next point is that we're going to talk about, there is so much hinted at about Haymitch in Catching Fire, which I was rereading and I was like, oh, well, the new book comes out, so I can't wait for that. And them rewatching Haymitch's games, like, we're about to get some major tea, I think. So
I just know I'm gonna be so sad because they kind of hinted in Catching Fire that there was going to be a love interest for Haymitch, and obviously she's gonna die because they're both in the Hunger Games together. And I can't remember her name, but they said her name. Maisley Donner.
Yeah, isn't that Katniss's
Yes, it's her mom. Yeah, her mom's friend. Yeah, when they were young. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, from the seam. I think so. From the ghetto, whatever, whatever it's called. But yeah, I just know I'm gonna cry. Like it's kind of one of those you already know it's gonna happen, but you're still upset about it when it happens.
There's so much buildup we haven't gotten about that.
So also, thoughts on the prequel. Um, did it change how we liked President Snow? What did you think about it?
No, it does not change anything I feel towards him at all. Like, he is so evil. I mean, like, I don't even have that much sympathy for him in the book. Maybe a little bit. I think, well, I did cry at the end when I read it. But, I mean, he's just so evil now and so twisted, which I guess is from all his trauma, but.
I feel like I kind of started to love his character as just as a villain. I mean, I definitely don't side with him, but as a villain character, I think that prequel was so necessary for you to like fully understand where he's coming from, because in a way you start to be like, oh, I can see where he's coming from. I can see how we got there. He's still evil, and I think there were moments obviously that he could have gone a different way. But I don't know. I like him as a villain now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think with that whole prequel, it was like, oh. Yeah. Now that you say that, I was like, oh yeah. I had another thought and it just went out of my head and went out the window of the car. Bye. Bye. Thanks for coming. Oh my goodness. I feel like I didn't have any like standout characters or moments from that book though. I think it was just kind of like a filler. It wasn't even filler, it's a prequel, but do you have any standout characters? I feel like
no. I don't have any standout characters. I do think you really need to watch the movie. I really enjoyed that movie. I personally think obviously the beginning trilogy, the 3 books, are definitely superior, and I think the 4th book, the prequel, was it was good to know the backstory, but at the same time, even the movie, like, there was a big difference from the original trilogy. But they did a great job with it, I thought, and I think you need to watch it. It was really good.
it's my homework is to watch it. The one other thing I was gonna say is kind of along these lines with the movie. Not the movies. With the prequels, is how much it is hinted that Haymitch, and I think this will go into our next point a little bit. About Haymitch being hinted as a rebel like the whole time, and how he was like hiding it. So I hope we're getting a little backstory on maybe his rebel arc, his rebel character arc, I guess. I don't know if she'll include that. I'm sure she will, because there are some little bread crumbs left in Mockingjay. I don't know if you picked up on those.
That would be so cool. I would love to see a little bit more of... That would be crazy if Haymitch was like a part of that rebellion the whole time. 'Cause you kind of... I mean, in the first book, you really don't get too much of him, but he's definitely a little more standoffish, and I wonder if that's just like, you know, over the years having to mentor 2 kids that pretty much always die because they're from District 12. Maybe kind of that has put a toll on him. And you kind of see him to open up towards the end of the book, but yeah, that would be really cool to see. I'm very excited to see what she does with it. And a little bit more of Haymitch's story, because we really don't know too much about him.
Oh, Haymitch is like my favorite character, I feel like, which, I mean, that's kind of basic, I feel like. I know a lot of people love him, but he's just like, he's so unique, and I feel like this book is going to be really good. Even though I do think that it's kind of a cash grab, which I know a lot of people are saying, I still am not mad about it at all. But yeah, I mean, at the end of Catching Fire, is that at the end of Catching Fire? Yeah. When Haymitch is telling her to fire the arrow because he's like, remember who your true enemies are. Like, okay. He clearly is working with them already, so I don't see why he wouldn't have been working with 13 that whole time. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Also, I can't remember, maybe you can remind me, but in the movie, since it's really fresh in my brain, Finnick in the games like repeats that, remember who the real enemies are. And I can't remember if he said that in the book or if she was just remembering what Haymitch had said prior. I'm not sure, but that made me think like we know that Finnick was already kind of in on it because he was aware of what was going on when they brought him up in the hovercraft. I'm like, did he have more in it than we thought too? I guess I don't know if we'll ever know that information because sadly he's not with us anymore. I know.
I do think that Finnick might, you can look at your thing while I'm saying this, I don't care. I think he might have known more than was let on in the books, because when he's saying like he trades or like he gets paid, not trades, he gets paid in secrets, I wonder if that's kind of how he got connected with the rebels and that kind of group, because I just don't know how any other way for him to have gotten involved in that. Maybe that explains it. I don't know. Also, R.I.P. Finnick, my other favorite character. Actually, everyone's my favorite character except for Gale. I like President Snow more than Gale.
Oh, I 100% agree with that. So, on that note, thoughts on casting. Did we like Jennifer Lawrence as Katniss? Did we like Josh Hutcherson? Give us some intel.
Oh, I thought the casting was great. Jennifer Lawrence was flawless in this movie. And I know she talks about it a lot, how most women who are playing these characters, like main characters, like how their bodies look compared to her. She was like, I thought it was just so cool to see like a real like girl or real woman like playing this role. And I would completely agree for girls to watch this movie and see her like just like a normal looking, like she doesn't look like rich and famous. She's just like a normal looking girl and she's beautiful. And I think that was just a great choice. And she's a really great actress and I loved her. Josh, his name is so hard to say. Please send help. Josh Hutcherson, whose memes I can't get off my Instagram feed. Whoa. Flashbacks. Anyways, he was a great PETA. Loved him. Short King. I don't have any other thoughts to say on him. He's flawless. I think Gale's casting was good. I mean, I just think the casting was great. I don't have any notes. No notes.
Good. I always wonder in the books, I mean, they didn't say anything about PETA being short. I think it just ended up being the casting. But my husband tells me all the time that whenever I tell him that he's like my PETA, he's like, no, I'm not. Because he thinks Josh Hutcherson as PETA was like just scrawny and not very strong and pitiful. And personally, I think that they kind of did him wrong with like some of his lines. Like some of the lines they gave him were not in the book, or they should have added some of the good lines. Right. Like, what is that one line where he says, it was in Hunger Games whenever they were, like, right before they went to the cave, and he was like, just a reminder that you can kiss me anytime you want, since we're, like, pretending to be lovers. Like, those, like, little witty things I feel like they should have left in. Yeah. And I'm a little upset that they didn't. But on another note, when I was a kid, I was obsessed with Josh Hutcherson because he was PETA, and I didn't care that he was short. I loved Jennifer Lawrence. I think she did a fantastic job, and the casting was really well done. I loved Finnick's character, Sam Claflin. I think he did fantastic. Yeah. I don't have any notes. I think every single person picked was so well done. Although, and if you ever watch this, you will see what I mean. But I think the characters that they picked to play the tributes in Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes could have done with some more acting skills. I just think it wasn't my favorite. I just think some of the characters in there were not very believable and were just kind of annoying, if I'm being honest. But maybe one day when you watch it, you'll be able to see that for yourself.
I mean, now I don't want to watch it. So you just pushed me away. Yeah, literally no notes for casting. I just feel like everyone is so good. Oh my goodness, Cinna. I don't know that actor's name. Oh yeah, he was so good. I don't know actors. He was so good. Literally everyone in. Yeah, why do you know everyone? I don't know anyone. It's
because I was obsessed.
Oh. Do you know like other people from other movies? Is this just like your overall talent, or it's just Hunger Games?
Sometimes I do.
Like I was watching the Oscars last night, and I was like, I don't know who that is. It was like blah 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 blah, and I was like, who is that? And I had to Google them every time, pull them up on IMDb. Like, blah, 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 blah. Don't know him. Going back to your thing about PETA. Yeah, PETA in the book is so funny. But I think that Josh Hutcherson looks like PETA in the book. I feel like they look the same, and they just did him dirty. Because PETA from the book, his lines are funny. I was laughing out loud when I was reading it again. So I was like, this is just great. Guys, we're a little chaotic. Mainly because we literally filmed so much content for you. We were trying to feed you, and now we're tired. So that's okay. We're doing our best. We have a fun game for you. And by we, I mean Abby, who came up with the game, because I had no part in planning it. And she really did a great job. So she's going to explain how it's going to go. So listen, and you can play along at home if you have two dice. Go find some random dice. I know you have them sitting around at your house.
Yeah, so ChatGPT helped me a little bit, but I did pretty much come up with this on my own, so thank you. You know, I'm just the Hunger Games junkie. So basically, I'm going to give you the rundown of how this works. So you need 2 to 4 people, whoever. This is a really easy game. It's not even anything, but we are going to take turns picking a character, and we're each going to pick 5 characters, and you have to give a reason for why you're picking this character. Just a little brief description. And then we are going to roll 1 dice to start off with. It's going to land on 1 through 6. The number that you land on, I'll give you what you're going to face in the arena with your 5 tributes. And then the other person that did not roll is going to say, okay, so you got Tracker Jacker Venom, and I don't think PETA can withstand that, so PETA's gone. And then basically that's pretty much it. And we're just going to see who ended up with the better team, and based off of the chances you got with your dice. That's it. It's really nothing, but it's a little fun game for the end of the pod. So, all right. So, do you want to pick first?
Yeah, I'll pick first, but I was just going to say, may the odds be ever in our favor. And I'm surprised you didn't think to say that.
I know, what?
I was sitting here like, oh, that would be great to say. Sorry, I didn't mean to steal a mic from you. Okay, so I'm picking first. Okay. We have a list of characters to pick from, which is good because I don't remember anyone's name, which is not true, but some of these people I don't remember their names. Okay. Are we picking all 5 now or just one at a time? Okay. I think I'm going to pick I don't want to go with like a basic one first. I'm going to pick I'm going to pick Caesar Flickerman. I feel like in some situations he might be okay. Maybe not all of them, but some of them. Okay, so I need to roll. Oh, okay, so we are picking all 5. We're just alternating. I see. Okay, I'm tracking now. Okay, great.
Okay, that's a really good choice. I don't want to be basic either. I was going to go up front and pick someone. I think I'm going to go with Kato. I feel like Kato's going to be pretty good. Yeah, that's my pick. I don't have anything to say about him. I just think he would be good at anything in the arena, so.
I mean, he is a career, so you can't go wrong there. Okay, well, I guess I will pick someone that can actually survive now. So I'm going to pick Johanna, which is how I say her name. I feel like you say it Joanna, but I say Johanna because there's an H. So I'm going to pick her because she's fire. And she is good, so.
Yeah, that is really good. The fact that I put, PETA's mother would be really good because, yeah, I mean, did you see her smack that bread? Smack PETA with that bread? I mean, she's got some muscles on her. But no, I don't know if I could. I don't know if I'm going to pick her. I think I'm going to go with maybe Annie Cresta. She she went mad in her games, so I feel like she could bring that darkness out for one more round.
It's kind of cruel of you to make her relive it, but okay. Okay, I am gonna pick Haymitch. Let's see if he is doing a good job in these games. Maybe some foreshadowing for the book. We'll see. This can be our prediction for the book later.
I feel like it's rude to just like pick someone that's like the best, but I think I'm gonna go Katniss. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and grab her before she's gone.
I mean, that's totally fair. Okay, wait, I have 3. Okay. I've been waiting to pick Finnick just in case you wanted to pick Finnick, but since you took Katniss, I'm taking Finnick, so because he's my favorite. and I wouldn't marry him.
That's so fair. That's so fair. There's people walking by us. Teenagers. Teenage boys. Okay, who else am I gonna pick? Let's go with Rue. She had some good skills in the first games, and she made it quite far for a child. Yeah. So, Rue.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Other favorite character. Oh, we didn't even talk about Rue's death. Literal tears. It's okay. Everyone knows. Okay, last character. Ooh. Who am I gonna pick? I think I'm going to pick Cinna. Love. And I think he could go far. I think he is cunning. Especially since he designed all those dresses that got him killed.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go with my last pick. I'm going to go with Gale. Oh. Because, he was really good at coming up with ways to kill Prim. So, so we're going to go ahead and pick him. Maybe he'll help us out in the games. He's also, is it a bow that he's good with? He's also good with a bow, right? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and put Gale. Okay, so now we need to roll our dice and see what we get. Do you want to roll first? Just one dice for the first 2, and then the next 3 we'll do.
Oh, I got a 3. All right, what does 3 mean?
Okay, a 3 is starvation. So her first pick was Caesar Flickerman. So, I think this is a great one for Caesar Flickerman because he lived in the capital and I'm sure has not lived a day in his life without eating food. So I don't think he'd make it, if I'm being honest.
Not at all. He's totally dead. Goodbye.
Wow. That was a really good one for me. Okay. So currently I'm winning. Wow. What are the odds?
The odds are in your favor.
Okay. So my turn to roll.
Ooh. A 1. Oh, Tracker Jackers. Also, we need to totally post this on the Instagram so everyone can play. Okay, so Kato and Tracker Jackers. Well, we already know that he has been attacked by them once. So I feel like there's a chance he could survive again. I think that he could make it out alive. Do you agree?
I would agree.
So I guess that you're just winning. 2 for 2. 2 for 2 for Abby.
If I rolled the mutts, it would be a different story. But wow, that one, I really just did good on that. Oh. A 6. Okay, a 6 is Flooded Arena. Who do you have? Okay. She did pretty good. Actually, Joanna went through the blood rain too, and she killed it. So she made it out alive. So I think she would live. Okay. You now are down to 4 people, but your second person lived. So right. Okay, now my turn to roll.
Oh, another 1. Let's re-roll. A 2. All right. All right. Annie is going to face the monkeys. And as someone who doesn't like monkeys personally, a girl who ended up going mad in the arena, I don't think is going to survive the monkeys. Because monkeys are scary. So, unfortunately, I think Annie has to go. She tried to be the monkey. That's crazy. Oh, do you agree? Okay, you agree. I'm too nice. I should just be like, no, you're dead. Okay, well, now we're both tied. Yeah. We're tied 4 and 4. It's my turn to roll, so here's the mic. Here you go.
This is good. This is getting good. Okay, here, roll 2. Okay, this is where it gets a little fun. Okay, 5 and a 2. So, 7. Number 7 is phone battery life. So let me explain this one. Each tribute is given a smartphone with 1% battery and no charger. They must find a way to keep it alive or they lose access to crucial survival tips, map clues, and communication. So, well, okay. So the way that I was viewing this is who would be able to keep their phone battery alive the longest. And I don't see Haymitch as someone to be on his phone all the time. If it was like Rue or like one of the younger kids, maybe. But I think I'm going to let him live. I don't think he would run out his battery. I think he would know to save his battery life. So we're going to give it to him.
Okay, I thought you were going to say he was going to die because he's like an older man. So he like wouldn't know how to use his phone. But Yeah, but no, don't use that. You already said he lives, so he's still alive. 9. Abby rolled a 9. So, Katniss. Oh, Katniss is gonna have to go through a reality show confessional. Game makers force tributes into live confessional booths where they must spill drama and betray allies on camera or face public backlash that leads to sabotage. Unfortunately, due to the knowledge that Katniss hates being on camera and talking to people and sharing her feelings, I do not think she will make it out alive.
That was so unfortunate. I was like, oh, picking Katniss is a good one. The one thing that she's not good at, I rolled. Okay, time for your roll.
Okay, I'm ready.
I now only have 2 more alive. 7. Okay, so maybe roll again. 8. Okay, let's see. Drip or die. Tributes must keep up with rapidly changing fashion trends in the arena. If they're caught wearing outdated styles, the game makers target them with disadvantages. Finnick. Yeah. Okay. Sadly, I think he's going to be fine. Sadly for my team, I think he's going to be fine. He had some good style. He can wear anything. I don't think...
He wore a net in the book.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Well, okay, this is not looking good for my team.
Sorry, Abby. On to your second to last roll. Okay. She got a 9, which you got last time. So roll again. 5. All right. 5 for Rue.
And Poisonous Fog.
Rue and Poisonous Fog. No, actually, I think she could make it.
You think?
But you're stuck in the same, like, not quarter, 12th of the arena. But if she knew in time, she could totally get out of there because she's fast. That was like her whole thing in the book. So I actually think that she could live. So you're welcome. I'm really helping you out. But I do think, and you guys can comment down below and tell us if you agree or disagree, but I think she would win.
Thank you for giving me that. I don't think she would, but thank you. Okay, you have 1 more roll. Here we go. And she got a 6, which is yep, you already got it. So let's do it again. 9.
Ooh, that's the one you got.
Oh wait, that's pretty good though. Okay. Who do you have? Reality show confessional, just the one that we had earlier. So they have to spill drama and betray allies on camera. So the problem is, I don't think he would betray anybody or spill drama. Like, that's just not him. So I think he's a goner, which leaves Kate with Joanna, Haymitch, and Finnick. So she still has 3 people, and I currently have 3 people. So we'll see if Gail's about to make it.
Is Gail going to clutch up this for us right now? I don't know. We'll have to see. Ooh, she rolled a 3. Oh, she got starvation, which Gail definitely can survive. So, are we tied? Oh my goodness, do we have to do a roll off?
It's like a Katniss and Peeta situation.
Oh my goodness, sweet. Okay, so let's both pick one character we want to advance really fast. Okay, so we'll cut in the episode. Okay. Don't cheat. I have mine in my head. Do you have it in your head or wherever? Okay, so, and we have to do the same one. Do you want to roll? Do you want to do the honors? Okay, you roll. 6. Flooded Arena. Okay, who did you pick?
Rue.
I have Haymitch. Oh, I don't think that Rue can swim. That she doesn't give swimming vibes. Oh my goodness, have you ever seen that, like, telling a guy that they look like they can't swim? Yeah, it's like this whole thing, like, tell your boyfriend that he looks like he can't swim and he's, like, gonna get pressed. It's really funny. Tell your husband he looks like he can't swim and see what he says. Report back. Okay, so do you think that Haymitch would win? I, like, don't want to, like, make myself be the winner. So you say it.
No, you definitely won the first ever Hunger Games game.
The Beyond the Bookshelf Hunger Games. Wow. Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. Yay. Yay, Haymitch. Also, wow, his book is coming out and he won. That was not planned, you guys. Wow. That was not planned at all. So we really are just helping out Suzanne Collins. Not that she needs any help, but we're really helping out. Oh, what a good time.
So with that being said, go buy the book. It comes out in about a week from when this is dropping. Read it with us. Go follow us on Fable. We're going to be posting updates on there. Follow us on our Instagram. We'll also post updates on there. And we can't wait for our next episode. It'll be episode number 3. Woohoo! Thanks for listening. We love you.
We'll see you next time, and may the odds be ever in your favor.